Hello, in this week's vlog we tackle a very windy Grand Union Canal. It's very busy. And we travel through the suburbs and the industrial areas of Leamington Spa. Cross the River Avon. Have food delivered to the boat.
Oh, thank you very much. Look at that.
I fall down a hole. And our friend's boat gets into a really sticky situation in one of the locks.
Oh my god! Shut it!
Before we finally end our journey on the Saltisford Arm. We're Paul and Anthony, and together with our dog Dexter, we wondered what it would be like to live on a narrowboat. So in 2020, we sold our house and most of our belongings and moved onto a 57-foot narrowboat. We absolutely loved the lifestyle, and in 2023 we had a brand new bespoke boat built and designed by Oakums. It's electric propulsion and it's a much greener boat. Anthony's a healthcare professional and myself, I'm an artist, but we still manage to work whilst living on a boat and cruising around the country. Why not join us as we cruise along the canals and rivers of the Great British Isles?
Ready when you are, really.
Well, we're moored just after Bridge 34. What happened? Well, as we went onto Bridge 34, got rid of our rubbish, it opened the heavens, so I needed to moor up so I could close the skylights, which were open, downside of skylights. And then Caroline said, should we just moor here? I thought, yeah, do you know what? It's a beautiful spot. It's really quiet, really picturesque. It feels like you're in the middle of nowhere, even though we're not, because Bridge 34 is a 5-minute walk that way. So the plan is today to make, it's just gone 9 o'clock in the morning and we're going to head towards Warwick. So we're just before Leamington Spa, we're going through Leamington and on to Warwick. We've got 2 locks to do. The batteries are sat at 81%, so we just used 10% battery yesterday on our cruise through 3 locks, which was probably an hour and a half, 2 hours. Brilliant. What are we getting? 107 watts, but it's very early and we're in shade. Right, that's it. The motor started, believe it or not. And I've untied. Pete's untying behind me and we're off.
It's strange, but we really do miss the sound of an engine, but it's really good that you can get your fix listening to these old boats. It started to get really windy, which doesn't make boating easy, and it was really difficult to keep the boat in a straight line.
Morning. Right.
When it's windy, you just have to give the boat extra revs and hope that you don't disturb the moored boats too much. As we got closer to the outskirts of Leamington, you can really see the changing scenery. It's very industrial, lots of graffiti and very busy roads. If anything though, this does make your journey more interesting. You can chat to people, sometimes I quite like the graffiti, and then when you're out in the countryside you appreciate the peace even more. I find it a bit unnerving when I see some young men drinking cans of beer in the daytime, but they were friendly enough. That was my boat's voice.
Morning. Alright.
There's another one behind me.
Oh, cheers. Is he close?
I don't know. I'll get through.
Okay.
Not far away.
Thank you.
Somebody had told us it was safe to moor around here, but we wanted to carry on. There's a water point on the right just before Bridge 40.
Morning. Alright.
How you doing? All right.
Yeah, good. Thanks. You?
Thanks.
Well, thankfully I made it through the bridge just as this boat was approaching.
Morning. There's a boat just behind me.
Yeah, you just signal me through.
Okay. See you. We decided not to moor in Leamington Spa. It's a real shame because we know Leamington's a nice town, just down by certain parts of the canal you wouldn't want to moor, and we know people have moored here and said it's fine. Some people have said moor near the student accommodation. This spot here just past Dewson's, which is on my right, there's a few boats moored up. I think this is where people told us to moor. I think there's a supermarket here. Yeah, I wouldn't mind mooring here. Next to a noisy road though. And we're just going to crack on to Warwick. Oh yeah, it's Morrison's. There's Morrison's. Past the traffic. This is the River Avon, this aqueduct. Well, this aqueduct goes over the River Avon. Alright.
I was surprised to see how busy the canals were, and I think the Grand Union is probably one of the busiest stretches of canal that we've seen for a long time.
Thank you.
Up on the left are Delta Marine Services. Pete and Caroline are still travelling behind me, and they messaged to say they'd made a bacon baguette. I didn't expect Caroline to come running down the towpath. They've been so good. It was even Caroline's birthday that day, and she's running down the towpath to bring me that bacon baguette. They've really looked after me when I've been on the boat on my own.
Out of breath? Oh, thank you so much.
There you go.
Oh, thank you very much. Look at that. Oh, let me see. Look at that. Oh, perfect. Thank you very much. Happy birthday.
We were soon at the first lock of the day, but watch me take a stumble.
Just gone in, Caroline. My foot's just gone in. It's a big hole in the concrete.
Just tying the boat up at the lock landing, and my left leg went in the canal. There's a bit of a gap in the concrete. Very wet boots, because I'm walking along and then look, the concrete suddenly fell down. Just look how windy it's getting. But what is about to happen shocked us all when one of the boats got stuck in the gate ahead.
We've just got these two locks today, and then that's it. We're going to find a mooring on the arm, which I can't remember the name of, but I'll put the name of it just here, hopefully. Oh, it's beautiful now. Yeah, that's a bit dangerous, a bit of concrete paving missing from the lock landing. I was watching the boat, just didn't expect the concrete landing to end. I just had to jump on the boat then and put it in reverse because as Pete was climbing up the ladder, the boat was being dragged forward.
Is it clear?
No! Quick!
Just before the lock was full, the button on the front of Pete and Caroline's boat got trapped in the gate ahead, and this can be really dangerous.
Close the gates down!
Clear! Shut the panel! Shut the panel! Please, quick! Shut the panel! Oh my god! Shut it!
What Pete didn't realise is that we're only a few inches from the top of the lock, but you can understand the panic in his voice. It only takes seconds for things to go wrong and your boat can fill with water and sink. We closed down the paddles and Pete told us that the back of the boat had risen a few inches and that's why he was panicking. With the paddles closed, we closed the gates and let a few inches of water out. You You can see the button on Pete and Caroline's boat trapped in the gate, and there are no boards to stop this, and that's why we've closed down the paddles and closed the gates. Okay, so we just let a little bit of water out and the button is loose. Well, thankfully the boats were okay, but it really does show how you've got to keep your wits about you when doing the locks. All's well. I think I think Pete and Caroline panicked, but you would in a situation like that. There was a boat ahead just coming out of that lock, which is really good for us. It means the lock's set in our favour. We were all still a bit shaken up by what had just happened, to be honest, and poor Pete and Caroline, it was their wedding anniversary and it's also Caroline's birthday. What a thing to happen.
Put it all on camera for you. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary to you, that one.
See the lock, there's a shield. There wasn't a shield on that.
No. We just took our eyes off it, didn't we, for 1 second to show you. I was supposed to be watching your boat, but I didn't know it was heading for the thing at all.
No, you wouldn't have seen. I mean,
You can just make out Dexter crying here. I've only been off the boat for 2 minutes. Just a mile or so ahead is the Hatton Flight. It's 21 locks. But thankfully we'd already planned to go onto the Saltisford Arm and have a few days rest.
Alright.
Hello there, alright?
Yeah, good to you.
Yeah. Not to do the locks then?
No, not today. We're leaving those till Monday, we think. Oh, what a fab boat. Liverbird, Liverpool. Fab city. This is Cape Visitor Moorings on the right. And we've not got far to go now, to be honest. So 2.5 hours so far. I need to check the batteries when I go in. I think we've got probably half hour left before we moor up. It's quite good that Dexter's got down the steps by himself and he went and settled on his bed. That's a first.
It feels great to be exploring new canals, and you just never know what's around the corner.
Yeah, so we're just turning onto the Saltisford Arm, and it's first come first served, you can't reserve a spot.
Just to the left here is a Saltisford Arm, but if you turn right, you're on the Hatton Flight. Well, the weather had changed for the better, and so had our mood, and it was so nice to get to the end of the journey, and we were made to feel so welcome here.
Good afternoon.
Alright.
How you doing?
Yeah, good, are you?
Very well, thank you.
Good.
If you just hang on for a second.
Yeah.
We'll get you to do the same as these guys are doing.
Yeah.
Into the winding hole.
Yeah.
Turn round.
Okay.
And then if it's okay with you, just rest up next to them
Yeah.
when they've turned.
Yeah, brilliant, thank you.
And then we'll sort everything else.
Cheers, thank you.
Well, Pete and Caroline had turned the boat around in the winding hole, and then I was going to do the same. I've sped this up, you don't want to watch me turning the boat round for 4 minutes. Well, the sunshine really helps, doesn't it? But we had a really good feeling about the Saltisford Arm, and our feelings were correct because we really enjoyed a few relaxing days here.
Right, we've moored up. How the staff are so lovely here. It's just £8 a day to stay. That includes, well, there's water, there's car parking, and it's fairly secure. You need a CRT key to get in, so definitely recommend this arm. It's amazing. And the batteries are at 70%, so we've only lost 10% battery from cruising today for about 3 hours. Wow, brilliant.
If you've enjoyed watching this week's video, don't forget to give it a like and hit the bell icon for notifications so you don't miss any future videos. And why not subscribe? It's completely free. Thanks for watching. Have a good week.